Now we have two more strong female voices, and I'm inviting on stage the project Pirates or Pirat from Myriam and Claire. Please welcome. So, would you like to start? Myriam Garbi, the director.
And Claire Gardea, the producer. So, the first time I set foot in a squat, I was 15. The squatters were out of the system, able to imagine their own way of life. They are free, and for me it was fascinating. So I stayed. At this time I was hungry against school, against the poverty of my city, against my parents, against just being a woman. Excuse me. It was a hard feeling. This feeling of being doomed to fail by the society, by your own family, it's very difficult. So I was convinced to be good for nothing, as Lubna, my main character. Lubna is a young woman who lives in a poor area. She is convinced to be good for nothing. And it's difficult for us, for me and for Lubna, of course. And just a little story about me. When I was young, I dreamt of one thing, to make films. But for my parents, as well as my teacher, it wasn't a working class realistic aspiration. So it wasn't possible for me. My father made me join the army, and I was scared. It's the same deep fear as Lubna, my character, feels when her sister tries to send her to Algeria. And as Lubna, I left the family home. Today I want to share this experience. That's why I wrote this story. With the development of the two anarcho-punks, Lubna initiated a deep change in her life. My film is two marginal worlds come face to face and tame each other. Not without difficulties, Lubna lowers her defense and becomes aware of a new political reality. She understands the tragedy of migrants, the battle for life without borders, races, or classes. The film will follow the evolution of Lubna in today's world, from the rebellious squat to the social neighborhood, where she will try at last to reorganize her life and also the life of those of her neighbors. Excuse me, it's personal, so it's a little bit hard. In terms of mise en scène, I shoot from Lubna's point of view. I want to use the images of her cell phone like a private diary, and also an element of drama. At this moment, the images will be full screen in vertical. It will be a kind of leitmotiv for the film, excuse me. And I want to camera close to her, and in the sequence you will see the camera is in physical closeness to Lubna.
In the sequence you will see, the sequence takes place at the beginning of the film. After jail, Lubna has to win back her sister's confidence and her social status. She agrees to be involved in a rehabilitation program in the local supermarket, and she tries to avoid Ludo. Ludo is the well-known drug dealer of the neighborhood, and he wants to keep control on her. See the trailer?
Ça a l'air d'aller. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
On en prend marre de te planter.
La première fois que t'es venu me voir, t'avais quel âge? 10 ans, 12 ans, non? Je t'ai pointé et tu m'as dit quoi? Hein? Hein? Qu'est-ce que tu m'as dit? Je vais t'aider. Tu m'as dit, moi aussi, Ludo, je veux faire des thunes. T'en as gagné un paquet, non? Moi, je t'ai aidé. Je t'ai aidé comme ma petite soeur.
Ta petite sœur, mais tu te fous de ma gueule ou quoi? C'est quoi toi d'être 2 ans en placard? C'est quoi de cogiter pendant 2 ans? Non, tu sais pas c'est quoi? Parce que c'est moi qui a tout pris. Alors maintenant c'est terminé, je veux plus être dans tes embrouilles. Fous-moi la paix.
En fait, c'est pas si simple. T'étais bien contente de recevoir de l'oseille en prison. Hein? T'as bien bouffé. T'as snobé la gamine en prison. Hein? Je t'ai payé tes clubs. Je t'ai payé la télévision. T'étais contente d'avoir la télévision? Alors écoute-moi bien. Tu me dois un paquet de fric maintenant. Alors quand je t'appelle, je veux que tu répondes. Quand j'ai besoin de toi, je veux que tu rappliques. Parce que sinon, je vais m'énerver. Et si je m'énerve, tu le sais ce qui peut se passer si je m'énerve. Tu le sais ou pas? Hein? Allez, tu peux y aller. Bisous.
The actress you just saw is not a professional actress, or not yet, I should say. Our casting director found her on 1 week before our shooting, and she found her in the street. She's 19 years old, and it was her first time in front of the camera. And I have to say that Myriam did a very good job directing her. And you know, I believe strongly in Myriam's talent as director and storyteller. You can see also her talents in her previous short film. This film has been selected in the Director's Fortnight in Cannes 3 years ago, and it was entitled For April 1968. What else? Yes, the production point.
The money.
As the European dimension is an inherent characteristic of this film, we based our production strategy on it. We have already several partners in place. And first of all, last year, I was selected at the ACE Producers Networking Program with this project. We also decided to do a co-production between Greece and France, as a lot of scenes of the script take place in Greece. One of the characters is a Greek man, and also because of the political link. And our Greek partner is already confirmed. It's Fenia Kosovica from the company Blonde. She was the co-producer for the last film by Tony Gatliff, Jam. And we consider that she's one of the best producers in Greece. And we already started to work together on the project. For example, we organized with Fenia a trip for Myriam in Athens in order to help Myriam to write these Greek scenes. We have already the support of the CNC, and we got a fund for development. And today, even if there's probably we still have to improve some aspects of the script, we will start we will launch the scouting locations, and we will also continue the casting because we have a challenge. Yes, we have a real challenge in terms of casting to find a good actor who will be able to fit perfectly the role of Zed. Zed is one of the anarcho-punk. So if someone here has an idea, and if someone could know where I can find Iggy Pop 20 years younger, please give me a call. Thank you. So I let Myriam to conclude.
Okay. With the sequence, you could see the starting point of my story, and you can imagine how it's hard to get free from this kind of pressure. I think the film is step by step. Luna gets rid of shame, and at the end of the film, she will find her space in the world. So, for me, Pirate is a response to the cynicism of the world and its social violence. I see this film as a film full of hope. Hope for all those who have been left behind by our societies. Hope is threatened a little more each day, but every day I continue to stand up for it because I've got it under my skin, and because without it I will not be here in front of you today. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Do you have questions?
I like the way you write the script. I think it's full of energy. And I can see some of this energy in the clip, but also I can see some of the trap of working with reverse shot. We've seen here in the script. I mean, it's a film about a young, angry woman, and I think it's a great challenge to do a film only on that. And the great challenge for me, it's of course based on the casting, but also on the energy that the camera will give to the film. That's my comment on it.
Do you have problems with the mics, or what is it all the time? Okay. Can you maybe exchange the mic?
It's a very powerful story, and the character of Lubna, I really went with her all the way. But there were a few things which got me a bit confused, especially the first half. I mean, there is a hell of a lot about the squatting or the squatters' life, or daily life, and what they go through, the homes and this and that, and whatever happens there, and with quite a number of characters. But as we go along and you focus more on the Zed and Manos and her, then I get more involved in the story and I can relate a little more. Because it's quite heavy. There's a bit of repetition in the description of the squatter's daily life and daily routine. And I would focus a little more and make a stronger point of the relationship with Lubna, these two characters, and also the way they get to Greece and so on. The other question, which was not 100% clear to me, maybe I missed it, is the reason or the point where they decide to return to France. Because this very tiny moment was not totally clear to me.
At the end, yes, after the Greece. Okay. I think Yuna is a character who lack of love, and Swad, her sister, loves her, but at the beginning of the film she is not able to understand this, and at the end she is able to see herself. Lubna is able to understand this love and accept her place in her family and in her suburb too. So for me it's important. Yeah.
And that's why she comes back to Paris, because this link with her family, she discovered that it's so strong and that she needs also, because she discovered a new family thanks to this squat community. And she knows that it's possible, you can choose your family, because she chose the family of squatters, and now she decided that she's also able to choose her real family.
So, Becky, is it again not working?
Like I was saying before, if you know someone that could, play the role of Zed, not that I know someone, but maybe you can give me a hint. How do you want to represent that Zed? Because at the end, he's like a bird, right? The bird, like in Barbara's song or whatever, L'Aigle Noir. Okay, but how do you represent him in your imagination that Z should be?
So for me, it's when Claire speaks about Iggy Pop. Yes, it's this kind of man, It's a charismatic man. It's crazy man, He don't care about the rule. He don't care about the society. He has his own rules, and he is maybe 50, and yes, and he's poor.
I'm sure you'll find him. The world is full of
Yes, I think it's possible.
But you need to find a great actor.
But in my mind, when I write, it's Iggy Pop, yes.
Okay, maybe a last remark or question? Or if it both of you, please, we take the time.
I wanted to know more about the anarcho-punks. You mentioned the squatters. What kind of model of society they have to share with the spectator? They more look like the hippies in the 70s than the people of nowadays. Maybe it's a little provocation, but that's the way they don't fight for a better world. They have, or I haven't read in the script, political ideas, something to share with the audience, something they fight for. They don't. They live marginal out of society, or they try to. That's why I talk about hippies. So maybe you could share that with us.
Yes, for me, this world is not just a politics idea. It's not just a dialogue. It's not just blah 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 blah. I'm an activist and a lot of ideas. For me, it's a choice of life. It's you have the society, and they are just here and not in the society. They have a point of view, of course. In my script, I have a part, with a part of with migrants, okay, because it's important for me and for the squatter to open squat for the migrants, and because it's a dramatical story. So, but for me, it's not the. I don't want to do a film with a lot of dialogue about politics, and it's not the idea, not at all. I want because there is the story of Luna is very important for me, and I want to have this balance, and not just yes. Excuse me, I read it.
There is a scene when Lubna is in the street and she helps someone who was hurt, and it's an example of this squat community helps migrants, and they're activists because they're in the street and they try to do something.
Yeah,
But they?
Just to expand on that, the problem is that Lubna, she's from the suburb of Paris, the city. Okay, so that's one reality. And then you try to intertwine that with the anarchist, which is totally different. And I don't see how you do that. I just don't get the interaction, because when she arrives there, she doesn't belong there. She's not even part of them. And I don't see her transformation and her becoming at one point really part of another movement or another community, which is another outcast community against establishment. So for me, there are lots of things. It's the city and the anarchists and the immigrants, and there should be kind of a lead. If you can expand on how you bring Lubna to move from one community to the other one and make it believable. I would love to hear that.
yes.
And what would be the most important line in the script and the most important storyline or character for you? We have to close it, so I just took over.
It's a question, it's not a comment.
It's a
question saying how does she manage to do that? Because it's different, the different causes and communities, and I don't feel when Lubna arrives with the anarchists and squatters that she has anything to do with them, and I don't see her transformation. So I just wanted to have more insight.
Yeah, maybe the last word is on you. We have to close this session now.
Yes, for me it's not a lot of communities, because all these communities there is a link, and the link is the poverty, for example, is the marginal, for another example, and for me in the script the link is Z, because Z when he is in the supermarket, he sees in Lubna what he knows,
You can feel
Yeah.
when he's in the supermarket, you can feel that this young lady is close to him.
Yeah.
That's why he gave her a flyer to indicate where the squat is staying. So yes, that is important. Is a link.
Yes.
Okay, so.
But we can pursue this conversation.
Exactly. You can continue talking this. I think it's very precious comment, and thank you very much. And again, an applause from you.